Hello, this is Randy Nelson, and this is an edition of Extra Innings. As a retiring superintendent of schools, many things run across my mind when I reflect on 37 years in education. What's happened in those 37 years? What have we been doing in our schools? And even, what's on the horizon? To help facilitate the discussion, I've enlisted the assistance of Mr. Bob Schmidt, past radio talk show host, a parent, and a friend.
We've had conversations on and off for the last 12 years, and I've really enjoyed that, and I've really enjoyed watching you bridge the schools with the community. I mean, just watching how things work. Because my kid, I'm going to use my kids as an example. 2 of my 4 children went through the construction academy at Central High School and had the opportunity to build a garage, build a house. My middle son, who is enjoying a career now as a union carpenter, my youngest son is taking this class at Central High School. I mean, it's cool to see so you're giving kids real life skills that they're going to use after they graduate.
Well, I think this is an important part of schools. Fact of the matter is, your schools are your community, and your community are really your schools. It's a symbiotic relationship, and so we really take pride in building strong relationships, but also making sure that we're helping students navigate for themselves their interests, what they might be interested in. We do several skill surveys to help students kind of determine and get some ideas about what they may want to do as they get older and what they may want to consider. That nothing locks that into stone. Your children may be some of those who said, I've always wanted to be a carpenter, or they've watched you and the work that you do, or maybe they took a skill survey and said, carpentry is something I want to get into.
They looked at what I do and they're like, I don't want to be on radio, Dad.
Yeah, well, in the school district of La Crosse, we have been working diligently to establish opportunities for students. And so along the way, not only have we established the Construction Academy, we have also have a Health Science Academy that it's in its 10th year, and we've had a few hundred kids move through this Health Science Academy at grades 11 and 12. And it's really the epitome of, I think, strong partnerships in that we have, for instance, as partners, we have Mayo Health Systems, we have Gunderson Health Systems, we have UWL and Viterbo, and we have Western, all involved, and kids are getting credit. They're getting opportunities inside of that, and they're getting opportunities off of our campus. It's an important part when we try to do our academies, is to get kids off the campus into the most authentic opportunities they can find, and we can provide for them inside of the community. And those entities, those organizations that are working with us are all about it at the same time. They're also looking for future employees. Let's just put that out on the table, of course. What we're trying to do is to try to find connections. In our Health Science Academy, for instance, one of the things that our students are required to do is to watch a surgery. Sometimes you find out, a student finds out quickly that the sight of blood is just not for them. And so they'll say, okay, I've decided I'm not going to be a nurse, or I'm not going to do this, but I might want to look at something else in the health field. It really helps students start to understand what they are really excited about by actually trying some of those things out. And it also saves parents some money in tuition, because it helps the students, maybe go down a better path than maybe what they were thinking, because they've experienced it a little bit and they're understanding, and they're talking to adults, they're talking to mentors, and the mentor's saying, now here's what we have to do, and we do this, and here's how this happens. And so I think that these community connections, the academies, the partnerships that we've been running are so important.
So why is a sense of community important in schools?
Well, I think that community means everything. And so at the heart of the community is the strong relationships. And so whether you're talking about a neighborhood and you're talking about a school being at the heart of a neighborhood, and or vice versa, it's the relationships and the positive relationships that we bring to school every single day, student to student, adults and students and families and other adults, parents working side by side. This community building piece is all based on relationships and the good, strong, heavy webs that we create on relationships. I have a metaphor that I use sometimes when we talk about some of our programming, and many times people will say, well, we need to have a strong safety net in our community. Absolutely, I get that. But when I think of safety net, I'm thinking of the people in the flying trapeze at the way top of some sort of a circus tent, and they're going back and forth, and they've got a safety net below them so they don't get hurt if and when they fall. And for our students, I think that a safety net is not the right thing. I think that what we need is a trampoline. It needs to be so tightly woven that when a student does fall, when a student misses the grab from that adult way up there at the top, that they fall, hit the trampoline, but they come right back up and someone grabs onto them again. Because this is to let them have a safety net, just cushions the fall so they don't hit the floor. But how do they ever get back up again? Except starting at the very thing and climbing a ladder all the way back up to the top again. I want to make sure that we've got a good safety net that's really tight, like that trampoline, so a student can bounce and get right back into it again. We're all in this together, and we all need to be working together. We need to be supporting our children. They are the commodity that we have in front of us. It's so important for the future and well-being of every one of us. We need to acknowledge that. We need to support them.
Thanks, Randy. I'm looking forward to our next Extra Innings conversation. Retiring Superintendent of Schools Randy Nelson's Extra Innings podcast is a podcast for Hire.com production.